All right, next up on the chopping block is objectives. So, I know. Anyways, with objectives, I think this is really important to understand. Like I always say this, obviously everything is really important, right? But for the most part, this is where you're going to decide what you want people to do when you start running your ads. So, with the most part, if you're looking at brand awareness, this is like building that audience. Um, Mainly where I kind of live is brand awareness, engagement, video views, conversions. Now, obviously, you can get crazy with catalog sales, messages. This is messenger uh, ads, lead gen. Obviously, if you want to run just some basic lead gen forms, are really good too. Traffic, honestly, I wouldn't really mess with this. There's no point, not unless you're like some affiliate marketer getting paid per click, in which case Facebook's going to boot you anyways. And then reach would probably be more for very, very specific reasons, i.e., you're a local realtor and you pushing out a listing to a very specific market. And you just want to make sure that you hit up all of them, right? But also, there's some techniques you can use reach for retargeting as well. We can go into some of that. I've used it before, and it works very well. But to begin with, so brand awareness. This is your they call it the ad lift or ad recall lift. This is you're pushing this out. This is your basic audience builder, right? This is your very, very, very top of funnel stuff. This is you created this cool ad and you just want people to see it, and then you want to create an audience to retarget off of. So you can use brand awareness. You can use video views. That's kind of like the first two that I would use. But really, if you look at your ad recall lift, all that means is like someone's going to remember you for the next 24 to 48 hours. And that's kind of a big theory too, right? So when you're using this is your, if you create videos, it's like your why videos, like who you are. You're basically saying, hey, look, I exist. Whereas you're not like going in for an ask. I would highly recommend you not like try to just say, hey, buy my product, buy my widget, right? Because you're not going to get a lot of conversions. You're going to waste a lot of money and just in general annoy a lot of people. I'm sure you see these kind of ads and you just like completely like block them out of your head and just keep on scrolling. So when you start out with like, just think of brand awareness, video views, cool. That's the best place to start really building that audience. Then once you get into your other, once you start retargeting those audiences, I tend to go with engagement ads after that. So you've done your brand awareness, your video views, and then once you've created that initial audience, then it's like, okay, what do you do with the audience next, right? And going back to what I just said, don't go back to them and just be like, hey, buy my product. Like, you can test this out, but more than likely what we've seen is there's a very strict process for how these things usually work. And so with this, then it's about engaging that audience, right? So now they kind of know who you are. You're starting to build that trust and authority. So now it's time to engage them, right? And so that's what this is perfect for. So next step on the chopping block, conversions. So this is where you go in for that ask. And usually, I like to start out with something like a lead magnet. And then, like I say, test everything, right? So you test the difference between your lead magnets and your purchases. The cool thing about what Facebook has done with conversions is that, this is why I don't say traffic, right? So you need somewhere around 15 to 25 events over a 7-day period. Events meaning whatever your objective is, right? Over a 7-day period for it to really start optimizing for that objective. So in order for it to optimize for conversions, you need 15 to 25 conversions. So then the argument is, well, if I don't have any conversions, then hell, Sam, I can't optimize for anything. Might as well go for traffic. Well, in lieu of that, Facebook will automatically optimize for traffic. So it'll push for traffic and optimize for traffic until you have the right number of conversions for then it to flip the switch and then optimize for conversion. So basically, there is no real point in you optimizing for traffic at all. because you can just optimize for conversions. Now, that's just my point of view. There's different schools of thoughts, so different schools of thought. So feel free to do whatever you want. Obviously, test everything. I always say that, right? All the time, test everything all the time. I could be wrong about so many different things. What I'm giving you is all the things that we have done over and over and over again and found that works repeatedly over a long period of time. So check it out.